Hey everyone, it's Kristin Shorter here. I am a parent coach and I'm super excited to talk to you today about how to stop tantrums. And I think that parenting is one of the most important jobs on the planet, and I'm really impressed when people gather together to learn new techniques to be a better version of themselves. So I commend everyone who is here joining us live or who's going to watch the recording later. So cool. I want to pull up my slides really quick. So I'm going to share my screen so that y'all can see these cool slides that I have created for today. And is this good, Cindy? Can you see that really well? Awesome. All right, so, and Cindy, if you could just be monitoring the text for me, because I won't be able to see the chat right now. I'm just seeing the my screen.
Yes, I will do that.
Awesome, thanks. So, okay, how to stop tantrums without begging your children or screaming at them or bribing them, okay? I'm Kristin. I'm a parent coach. I have 3 kids. I love, love, love my kids, and I love supporting parents and supporting parents having a better relationship with their children, because it's going to have so many ripple effects. And I've seen it with my own kids, and so I'm super excited that y'all will also get to experience that. And my goal today with this webinar is to show you how to stop tantrums in where you're not screaming and getting angry and frustrated at your child, and you're not begging them to do something that they're not really willing to do, and it's this fight and there's all this resistance, and then eventually it leads to bribing your kids, because when you're screaming at your kids, which I have done, I'm not preaching here, I'm just explaining, you know, when you're screaming at your kids lose respect for you. And when you start begging your kids and bribing your kids, you lose respect for yourself. And so I want to just today on this webinar show you why you don't have to do that anymore and what you can do. But I want you to make a little promise to me that you won't use these powers for evil. It's a joke that me and my family have. We always go, we're being mischievous. So I just threw that in there. And if you stay till the end, I have a surprise video of my daughter, in her words, telling you what kind of mom I am. So I'm really putting myself out there, okay? So we're about to begin. So if you could please, if you have your phones out, if you have Facebook up or Skype up, if you can go ahead and put that way, because I really need you to pay attention. If you don't pay attention, you're not going to get anything out of today. And so if you pay attention, you're going to walk away with a lot of information that can really start changing your relationship with your child and make parenting fun again. So turn that stuff off and tune in. So why me? Why do I actually know what I'm talking about? You know, I put this picture here to be a little facetious. You know, I'm like snoozing on the job. I'm just like tired of worn out mom. But no, I'm a parent coach and I have 3 kids. And I got divorced in 2009, and I, through a series of events, stumbled into Karen Parker, who mentored me, became my dear friend, and after that I became a parent coach, and I even co-authored a book with her called Abundance by Design. And I have survived the teenage years. I have a daughter who is 18, and she just went to college. She graduated high school last year, and it's just been so amazing seeing her. Here we are being goofy, me and the boys. They have long hair. My monkeys, you know, being rascals and rock climbing. Here my daughter is giving me a piggyback ride around a fountain at a park, and the boys at a museum. You know, this was Halloween, and they're doing a Naruto, some type of, I don't know, anime stuff they watch together. And then here's my other son, and he is reading books to my friends' daughters. So you get to see a little glimpse of my family and who I am and what we are. And, you know, it wasn't always like that. I did a lot of things wrong. My daughter can attest to this. You know, I got divorced in 2009, and I was looking for a way to lead my family because I didn't know, you know, and I became a single mom, you know, within you know, 9 months, and I didn't have that support. So I started building it. You know, I reached out to my family and my loved ones and my friends who all totally supported me and helped me through it. And Karen Parker also, she was one of really big mentor for me while I was going through that, and taught me everything I know. And then my kids taught me the rest, you know, and while I was doing everything wrong, it was really hard. You know, I went through a phase where I was reading parenting books that started to contradict each other, and I was getting so confused. And then I started doing what my parents did with me, and it didn't work. And I don't know if you've noticed that old traditional ways aren't working with today's kids. You know, there's just too big of a generational gap. And so I resorted to screaming at my kids. I resorted to begging and whining and throwing my own temper tantrums and bribing them, you know, until I started learning and doing a lot of things right. And that's what I want to talk to you today about. You know, I want you to take the easy route. I want you to cheat and just take the mommy hack, you know, the parenting hack. And I want you to have the easiest way to stop those temper tantrums, because they're embarrassing, right? And it's frustrating, and it makes parenting unenjoyable. It doesn't make it fun. It makes it really hard, and it makes it hard on your kids. And what started happening with me and my kids is we started like pushing each other away instead of bringing each other together. And so I want to feel capable as a mom. I want to spend more time playing and having fun with my kids and enjoying their behavior, not being repelled by their behavior, right? So, and I enjoyed watching my daughter grow up through those teenage years. We had an amazing time. We didn't have those typical conflicts that parents have that they talk about in those teen years, you know. And I watched my daughter step into an authentic, responsible, mature, fun, exciting, playful version of herself, and discover who she is and what she wants, and have a lot of experiences that led her to that. And the whole time I was able to support her through that instead of judge her for what she did wrong or give her advice or make sure she was on top of things. You know, there were times when my daughter made commitments and backed out of them, and I got embarrassed about it, you know. And she had to step up and take responsibility for those. And the way that she did it was really impressive, and it maintained the goodwill with everyone that was involved. And so here she is, just me and her being goofy. And then this was at Thanksgiving, and you can't really tell, but this picture of her in the tree, my son is also climbing that tree. And so we're just a playful family. We love being outdoors. We love being active and just hanging out. And that all happened because of these secrets, you know, of me learning how to stop these tantrums. And what I want to share with you today is that tantrums are actually a form of communication. You know, just like when you have a newborn baby, and the way that that baby is going to communicate to you is it's going to cry, you know, and you better learn those cries so that you know what it wants and you don't get frustrated. It's going to cry this way when it's hungry, and it's going to have another cry when it's gassy or needs to burp or needs a diaper change or it's hot, you know, it's so on and so forth. And so just like if a baby doesn't get responded to, it will stop crying. And eventually, after about 3 months, those cries evolve because babies and language will evolve. And so just like your kids, you know, their language is going to evolve. But if they don't get responded to, appropriately, they're not going to use language. They're going to use behavior, because behavior gets responded to, right? It's something that they can really get attention from. And so tantrums are just a form of communication. That's it. It is a request that your child is making, that there is a need that they have that's not getting met. And when they don't have the ability to articulate what need isn't getting met or what's going on with them, they're going to use their behavior. They're going to act out. They're going to misbehave, you know. They're going to throw a temper tantrum. Excuse me. And as parents, sometimes we miss this. We miss these cues because we as parents have these filters, you know. The way that we were brought up, the environment that we're in, the environment that we were raised in, the culture that we were raised in, the friends that we have, the relationships that we have, you know, your health. You know, how much sleep are you getting? What diet are you on? You know, are you getting enough nutrition? Are you getting enough exercise? Are you emotionally fit? You know, all these things are going to create all these filters that we see the world. And, you know, if you're in a bad mood, guess how you're going to be interpreting the world, right? And so because we as parents have all these filters, we're missing the cues that are subtle that our kids are telling us. And so today I want to kind of lift up that veil for us and talk about tantrums as a form of communication. You know, if you are able to tap into who your child really is and see them for the essence of who they are, the preciousness of who they are, you're going to say, you know what, this behavior is typical of her, you know, or him. What's going on with her that she would respond this way? You know, and when you start understanding that, oh, she's requesting something from me, what can I give her? You know, it's going to really support your child in learning how to identify what their needs are and tell you, the parent, right? So the myths of tantrums, one of the other reasons that we kind of miss that tantrums aren't a form of communication is because we have, you know, all these myths about what tantrums are. We think, oh, well, the child is just spoiled. That's why they're throwing the tantrum. Or they're not disciplined. That's why they're misbehaving. Or the parents need to teach them a lesson, you know, and that new age parenting isn't working. You know, that's what my mom's told me before. So those myths, we can just throw those away. We don't need those anymore because now we get it. We get when our kid is acting out, they're requesting something from us. So let's take a deeper look at what our child is requesting from us. When a child's acting out, they're asking for one of their needs to be met. And the psychologist, Dr. Rudolf Dreikers, he discovered that there were 4 reasons that children act out or misbehave. And he was able to identify those reasons and teach the children how to cooperate without getting frustrated or angry or acting out or bribing them, you know, or rewarding them or punishing them. And so what he found were the 4 reasons are attention. You know, your child is going to request your attention by acting out because when it's bedtime and you're putting your child to bed and they keep saying, Mommy, come back. What about this? They get up to get a drink of water. Guess what? Every time they get up, they get you. They get Mommy or Daddy's attention. And you look at them and you say, oh, no, go back to bed. And you walk them back to bed. And every time they're like, yes, Mom noticed me. You know, she gave me affection. She touched me. She walked me. She walked with me. You know, your kids are excited about that attention. And attention is a legitimate human need that never goes away, no matter how old you are. Another need that Dr. Chekas identified was your child needs to feel powerful and in control of themselves. They need to feel like they have control over situations and over themselves. And this is a very important part of a child becoming independent. And if they don't learn this, then they don't become independent. And they miss those healthy milestones that are appropriate, that are age and developmentally appropriate as your child grows. The other need that he found was that children need to be loved unconditionally. They need to feel accepted. And when they don't, they usually act out by hurting themselves or by hurting you, the parent, in some way. They might break your stuff, because they want to know, if my mom gets upset, then that means she does care. She does care about me. Or if I hurt myself and my mom finds out about it and she gets worried, then that means she cares about me. And at that point, the child is feeling like they're not lovable or they're not likable. And so the only way they can demand the attention is through hurting. And so children need to be unconditionally loved and accepted, and then they don't have that revenge mode going on. Another marker he found was children need to feel capable. They need to feel confident and like it's okay to make mistakes. And if they don't feel that way, then if they don't feel like they can contribute to their family or to society in some way, then they start feeling, then they become inadequate. They become extremely passive. They don't want to be involved. They don't make friends. They become a loner. And so if your child is misbehaving by not doing their chores, not procrastinating, not doing their homework, it could be, are they feeling capable? It's all a form of communication. So now that you know that the misbehavior is communicating something, you can start talking to your child and say, well, do you feel able to do this homework? Is it, do you feel like you need some attention? I'm sitting down and helping you with this homework, and once the homework's over, you don't have my attention anymore and you don't want it. So you want to keep prolonging the homework, So what prevents us from seeing those signals and those clues and those messages that our kids are giving us is the filters that we're wearing. Again, if you were raised in an environment where children were meant to be seen, not heard, you might be repeating that with your children. Or you might be doing the opposite, but in the extreme. You hear your daughter and you let your child, be more in charge than is developmentally or age appropriate. You let them you become extremely permissive, And so there has to be a balance that you create with your child that's appropriate, because you are the adult. You are the one who's going to be setting those boundaries and maintaining those boundaries so that your family can trust you to be their leader, to be their steadfast. They are allowed to make boundaries with you, and you are going to be the one that maintains those boundaries. So if they say, okay, if they agree, okay, I have this curfew, I'm going to be home at this time, and they don't come home at that time, then it's your job as the parent to reinforce that boundary. And so if we have whatever expectations we have of our kids, sometimes our expectations are really high or really low, and so we just say, oh, well, he can't do it anyway, or why didn't you do this? You should have done this. You have this filter of what your child should be instead of seeing them for who they really are. Excuse me. Our environment. Where do you live in the world? What culture are you being exposed to? What is it? What's the family expectation? What's the expectation for the child in the family? What's the expectation for the parents in the family? The culture, what cultural influences are you experiencing? And are you bringing from your past, or your husband is bringing from his family, you know, into the relationship, and you're having to mix those together and find a healthy balance. And it's creating all these filters, and we're not seeing our kid for who they really are. We're seeing them for who we think they are. You know, we start projecting onto our kids instead of asking questions and listening to our kids and supporting them and rising up to our expectations. The relationships that you're in, you know, I am divorced, and they have another family. You know, their dad has started another family. He's remarried and has kids, and so they have half brothers and sister, and all those relationships are gonna filter. You know, they're gonna put a filter on you, and you're gonna, you know, if you have stepkids, or you're sharing custody, or, you know, sometimes you get the kids involved in things that they don't want to be involved in, or they shouldn't be involved in. And it's, again, these filters that we have. So all that's going to be really important. But whenever you understand that misbehavior is communication, you can say, okay, let me take off these filters and hone in on my child. What is my child telling me? It's going to be 4 reasons that a child is going to misbehave: attention, power, are they feeling unloved, and are they feeling capable? And so I just want y'all to remember, you know, all tantrums are a form of communication, and there's only 4 reasons that kids are really going to misbehave. And whenever you remove those filters and stop projecting, then you're going to really see your kid for who they are and support them in becoming who they want to be, the highest version of themselves. And you're going to support them while they're experimenting and figuring out who that is. All right, so I want to just take a quick break here. And do we have anything on Facebook or?
Not at this time.
Awesome. Okay, so everyone who stayed so far, I have a special video I want to show you, and this is my daughter in her words telling you what kind of parent I am. So I'm going to just play that real quick.
Go from one side.
Yeah. Okay.
We're not hearing the volume.
Okay. Okay, well, sorry about that. Well, it's essentially my daughter is saying that, like, she's on her knees kissing my hand, telling me what a great mom I am and how I always have her back. I'm compassionate. I support her choices. I support her through her choices when they're bad. And this is the type of relationship that I fostered. And it's taken time. It didn't happen, you know, whenever she was, you know, 5 years old. You know, it's taken years for me to learn this and to do this. And so let me ask you a question. How many of y'all feel like this right now? Like, I just threw a whole bunch of information out here. I know I talk really fast. I'm from Texas, and so we talk fast. And if you are, if you're open to it and you want to continue the conversation, I did create a class for this particular, to keep the conversation going and give you more insight and more techniques about how to stop tantrums and how to foster a loving relationship with your kids. And if I have your permission, I would like to share that with y'all. Just let me know if that's okay.
I get yes, and great class. Thank you. Michelle says yes, please.
Awesome,
Share.
awesome. Okay, so the program that I put together, it's designed to help you see past your filters and your child's behavior to the essence of who they truly are and what they truly need And it helps you feel capable as a parent whenever you're dealing with tantrums and misbehavior, no matter what age, because you're going to have, like, I don't know if you heard, join whenever, but, you know, I'm an adult and I've had temper tantrums. Okay? So, but the point is so that this class is designed so that you enjoy parenting again. It's designed to help you be more playful and have more fun with your rascals, and to throw away and dispel any myths you have around tantrums or miscommunication or any projections that you're having about your child, so that you can deepen the relationship with your child. And you can parent without getting frustrated, without getting angry, without being overwhelmed and just depleted. You know, when you can improve the communication between you and your kids of all ages, yes, it works on teenagers, then you can connect with them in a deeper way and have a more meaningful and satisfying and fulfilling relationship. And this class is also going to foster a community with other parents so that they support you. They're encouraging you. You can hop on and say, hey, I really failed at putting the kids to bed tonight, but tomorrow I'm going to do it differently, and this is what I'm going to do. And then everyone's going to be like, yes, awesome, or try this, or maybe this will work, or and then they're going to check on you, you know, the next day, like, how did bedtime go today? Did it go as planned? Did it go better than expected? You know, you're going to get that support through.
Kristin, that's just wondering before you go to the next one,
Yeah.
Are you open to a question that came in? Or do you want to wait until the very end?
Actually, yeah, let me wait till the very end.
Okay, so
I'll wait till the very end.
we see the questions and we're going to complete, and then we'll have time for questions.
Absolutely. We'll have plenty of time for questions. I'll make sure we get all those. Thank you, Cindy. And this program is really going to give you an efficient, easy techniques that you can use anywhere to stop a tantrum, anywhere, because, you know, they happen at the grocery store, they happen at family or friends' houses, they happen at home, you know, and it's not always easy to do like a breathing exercise or meditation. While those have their place, these techniques are very simple, very fast. You just develop, you have a small conversation with your child, and you move on, and you start saying, okay, and you work it out, and you come out having a bond, a stronger bond with your child. You can immediately interpret the behavior. You're going to say, oh, wait, this behavior means power needs. Okay, here are the techniques I use for power, because the techniques that you use for power are going to be different than the techniques that you use for attention. And if you are thinking it's a power issue when it's really an attention issue, then you're not going to be supporting your child in meeting their need. And so when your child is supported and feels seen by you, the parent, I mean, wow, they get that acknowledgement, and that fills their cup up. And that forms a trust between you and your child, that it's a bond that has a ripple effect. It goes on and on and on, and it grows from there, and it strengthens from there. And then 5 years and 10 years, they share that with their kids and with the relationships that they start in their life. And so immediately understanding the exact reason that your child's misbehaving, and you know what to do based on Dr. Dreykus's, what he's identified as the 4 needs. So here's the class. This is what you're going to get. Starting January 30th, which is a Wednesday, you're going to get 4 classes that are released once a week. And you're going to get to listen to those forever. You can download them. They'll be available for you forever. If you lose them, you can email me and I'll send them right to you. The total value of that is $4.97. Then you're going to get a live Q&A call. And this live Q&A call is unlimited. What I mean by that is I'm going to stay on the call as long as you're on the call. As long as there are people on the call asking me questions, I'm going to be on that call because I love this stuff. This this energizes me. It gives me energy. Okay, it's something I'm passionate about, and you're going to see that. And so I'm going to go toe-to-toe with you. I am going to stay on a call as long as you want to support you and encourage you and just to listen to you if you have something to share. Maybe you have a story you want to share. I want to hear it. I love hearing that stuff. So I am not going to announce the class just yet. What I'm going to do is once everyone registers after January 30th, I'm going to survey everyone to see when's the best time to have a class that's unlimited, you know. And then I am going to record the class. So if you can't make it, you can email me any questions that you have, and then we can go over those, and you'll be able to get access to what other people were asking. So the total value for the class that starts January, and you're going to get every week a new class for 4 weeks, and the live Q&A is $1,094. You're also going to get a Facebook support group. So once you register for the class, you're going to go into the Facebook group, and you're going to have connections, you're going to have people, you're going to have community, you're going to be able to be authentic here. You're not going to have to hide and pretend to be perfect. We know that doesn't exist. And it's time to start being authentic about parenting. It's hard. It's not always easy, but it can be fun. The value of the Facebook group is $197. And so the total for the class that starts January 30th, and you're going to get 4 videos released once a week, the live unlimited Q&A call. I'm going to be on that call with you and supporting you and encouraging you and taking questions for as long as you're on there. It will be recorded, and the Facebook community is $1,297. And you are going to have a money-back guarantee. So this money-back guarantee is for people who take the class and go through all of the training. And if you're not satisfied, we're going to have a conversation, because I need to figure out what I did wrong, where I missed the mark. I want to improve. I want to make it better for you, because this is my passion. It's what I love doing. If you take the class but you didn't have time to go through the material and you're asking me for a refund, I don't award refunds for that. This is going to command your attention. Just like at the beginning of the webinar, I asked for your attention. This class is also going to command your attention. And trust me, it's going to be worth it. And if it isn't, I will gladly have a conversation with you, get your feedback, and give you your money back. So the class that starts January 30th, that gets one class released once a week with a live Q&A call that's unlimited, that's recorded. You can email me your questions. A Facebook community where you can continue to support each other, ask questions, encourage each other, and a money-back guarantee is $1,297. But you're not going to pay that. But first, let me ask you a question. If all this package did was show you how to feel more capable as a parent without being frustrated, without getting angry when your kids misbehave, which misbehavior can instigate, and you get to enjoy parenting again, would it be worth it? And if this package deepened your relationship with your child in a way that you got to see the essence and the preciousness of that child and what they need to be happy and emotionally healthy and confident, and you were able to support them in meeting those needs every single day, would it be worth it? And if you could immediately understand the exact reason your child is misbehaving and know what to do for each of the 4 reasons and improve your communication between you and your kids of all ages, wouldn't it be worth it? So again, if the answer is yes, if it would be worth it, you're going to get the class that starts January 30th with 4 more classes that are released once a week. You're going to get a live Q&A call that is unlimited. We're going to talk about everything. You're going to ask me questions about the class. You're going to tell me, all right, this happens with my kid all the time. And this happened whenever I was a kid. What was going on here? We can talk about anything and everything during this time. This is your time, and I'm going to be committed to you, listening to you, and being there for you. The Facebook group is for you. It's to build community and support. Reach out whenever you need encouragement. Reach out whenever you want to get advice or feedback, or just share a story, a funny story. And a money-back guarantee. You are not going to pay $1,297. Today, if you sign up today, you are going to pay $99. And here's something that's really cool. PayPal has a line of credit. Now, it's not for everyone. PayPal is only for people in the US, and you have to have a certain credit score. But if you do get approved, PayPal will pay for this course, and it will give you 6 months at no interest. You have 6 months to pay that off, and if you don't like it, you can tell me. If you're not satisfied, we're going to have that conversation, and you're going to get your money back, and then there's absolutely no risk to you, and you had 6 months to do it. So if you sign up today, you're getting, for $99, you're going to get the class that comes with 4 pre-recorded classes that are released once a week, a live Q&A, a Facebook community, and a money-back guarantee. I also have a 2-pay option. I do charge interest. So if you want to go through PayPal, cool. They won't charge interest for 6 months. If you want to go through me, I do charge interest for doing the 2-pay option. Let me just throw this in the chat real quick. Okay, and so you have 2 choices. One choice is you can do nothing. You don't take any action, and your relationship with your child, it kind of stays the same. Maybe it improves. Maybe it has its ups and its downs. You keep doing the same thing. You don't learn anything new, or eventually you learn something new. Or second option is you take action today. You make a small investment today, and if it works, great. Then you get to enjoy from this day forward, from the day that you start taking the class, you get to enjoy a more fulfilling and satisfying relationship and communication with your child. And if it doesn't, then you get your money back. So today is $99.99. Look, I'm a mom. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a doctor. I got divorced in 2009, and I've been a single mom for 10 years, okay? I don't do that, the relationship thing. I don't do the marriage thing. I flunked out of college. You don't have to be a genius to do this. I eventually graduated, okay, but I have flunked out of college before. I'm not the most patient mom, but I know exactly how to support my kids so that their needs get met, so that they can communicate to me what's going on with them without acting out. And it gets easy to be in a relationship with your kids because they can communicate to you what's going on. And then they can start to communicate to their friends. And as they start having more and more intimate relationships and closer relationships, they're aware of their needs, and they can articulate those needs and have a stronger bond with that person. And I don't know if you've read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Have you heard of it? In the book, he talks about how poor people make bad investments and how rich people make good investments. And this is one of the best investments that you're going to make for your kids. And if you think about it, if you were to improve the relationship with your kids now, from this day forward, moving forward from here on out, imagine how this year is going to look. The next 3 months, the next 6 months, if your kids are about to become teenagers, imagine having that, being tapped in, and them trusting you, and them wanting your guidance and your support as they go through the peer pressures that they're going to face and the experiences that they're going to have becoming more and more of an adult. And then eventually the relationships that they have with other people are going to be more grounded, more trusting, more loving and kind. And the one thing I want to say before I start taking questions is that this course is designed to save you time. You can definitely do this on your own. You can do all the research. You can experiment. You can read all the books. You can get advice from family and friends and go to therapists. But I guarantee this class is going to leave you satisfied. You're going to have a deeper relationship with your kids. If you go through this course, if you implement these proven techniques that are fun, that are eye-opening, that give your kids an awareness where after they have a temper tantrum, they tell you, you know, I think I did that because I needed attention. You know, if you want them to have that kind of awareness, this is the class for you. And if you start taking it and it's not the class for you, great, tell me. We're going to have a conversation, and I'm going to figure out what I did wrong so that I can fix it for the other people in the class and moving forward, and then you are going to get your money back. So I hope y'all enjoyed that, and I am ready to take questions. Yeah, there is some heavy selling in here, Emma, because in the past, when I did a lot of heavy teaching, a lot of the feedback really surprised me. I kind of threw all this information at people and they just got confused. And so what I've really learned and taken away from those experiences is that small bits of information at a time, Kristin. And the best way to support you is to offer a class. And I am crazy about parenting. I'm passionate about kids. I love them. I love my kids. And and it's definitely heavy selling because I am just so passionate and excited about it. And I want everyone to do it. So sorry that upset you a little bit, but I hope that you can see past that and get curious about it. And if you have any questions, definitely reach out to me. I'm going to post my email address.
So there is a question in the Q&A.
Awesome. I'll check that out. All right. My big kid, soon 15, gets tantrum at her school, and they can't handle that. So now they want me to move her to a special school. Why can't a school hold space for her? Okay, so I don't know why the school can't do that, but if it's becoming violent, I don't think a lot of the schools, especially more and more in America, they're not really designed to offer a lot of the special needs that kids have if there is some type of issue going on. And so as her mom, what you can do is start asking her, hey, do you have like a need that's not getting met? Let's talk about this and understand that, oh, she's acting out to give me a form of communication. It's not because she's bad. It's not because she is, she needs to be taught a lesson. It's none of those myths that we've been told. It's that she's really asking for your help. She doesn't know how to articulate what she's feeling, or she wants to feel powerful. And the way that she gets her power needs met is by being defiant. There's a few things in there that can definitely that are definitely going to support you in having these open, candid conversations with her and being able to identify, oh, this is exactly what it is. And because it is a power need, this is what we need to do. For a power need, one of the quickest things that you can do is give your child more choices. So if your daughter is having to wear a uniform, maybe she doesn't like that. Maybe she feels like she's not getting a lot of choices. So if there is something that she can wear crazy socks, or if she can wear Maybe a crazy color lipstick, something like that might be a way for her to be able to get some of those power needs met.
Okay, well, I'm going to give you a question since we still have time.
Yeah.
Now, when you're talking about the parent, there was a comment before we go in there. The school tells that she needs to learn to hug the teacher, and she hates hugs.
Oh, oh yeah. She doesn't want to do it. Why are they making her do that? I don't know what school that is, but yeah, if a child is, okay, so my son, he hates affection. And I love affection. I just want to hug him and kiss him all the time, all my kids. And only one of my kids likes affection. He wants me to hug him and kiss him and hold his hand. My other kids don't like that. So, and I asked him one day, like, why can't mommy hug you? He's like, you know why? Because I get so hot. Like when people touch me, it makes me so hot. I just start getting really angry. And so there's probably a legitimate reason behind why she doesn't like the affection. Also, not everyone is designed to need affection. Some people don't like it. My daughter doesn't need affection. I do. I'm a person who has a love language of affection. She doesn't have that. So if I give her tons of affection to show her that I love her or care about her, she's not getting the message. She's like getting like repelled.
So on Facebook, Michelle was saying, I found the information about responding to children on the way they need to be responded to, not the way we have been taught ourselves. Thank you for sharing some information about how to deal with power needs.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So in your class or in your experience, you're talking about the filters that we, the parents, have. And you're giving tools to talk. But are you also giving tools to help the parent get through their filters to see that, oh my gosh, it's like you get the aha, oh my gosh, this is why I might react and have my tantrum because this is something that I did. So, I have been known to tell my daughter, you're twanging my last string. You really don't want to twang this string right now.
We're not going to go deep into why you have the filter, but we are going to talk about how to bypass the filter. And it starts with just a question. Why is my child, what's going on with my child for them to respond this way? What's going on with my child for her to not want to get a hug? Is it she's uncomfortable with the person she's hugging? Is it she's hot? Is it they're making her do it and she doesn't want to do it? I get that way. If someone tells me to do something, I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it just because you said so. Is it something like that? And when you can talk to her about that and say, hey, what's going on with you? This isn't like you. You're not acting like yourself. If something happened, I would love to listen to you if you want to talk about it. And if they say no, cool. Then you didn't have a reaction and she got acknowledged. So she doesn't have to misbehave because she knows that, hey, my mom's there. She's going to listen whenever I'm ready. I'm going to go talk to her.
Did you want me to read the follow-up too? And normally in school, it's okay to touch a student all the time on the shoulder. I taught my kids about consent. So when she tried to say no consent to teachers of touching me at all, they just smile and you have to accept to be tapped on the shoulder.
Okay, well, yeah, that's an issue with the school. If that's their policy, then time to find another school, I guess. I don't know why they're making that policy. I think it's probably some research has been shown that, human touch encourages more kindness and more of those cozy feelings. But
all the schools are the same in Sweden like this.
Yeah.
And that might be where the study was also done, you know. And but would you recommend as a parent that if you've had the talk with your child, to become an advocate for your child at the school, saying, I understand all the studies, but my child is really can't, I mean, if you're thinking of your two children that don't like to be touched, you know, or that's not a sign of an infection, or there's some people that, you know, it's just like,
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. You are your child's advocate. You are the one who is going to show them what loyalty is. You know, you're going to be loyal to your child before the school, before a teacher. You know, like I always have my daughter's back. And if she's wrong, she takes responsibility. But I don't tell the teacher, oh, yeah, she was in the wrong, da, 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 da. You know, my daughter does that. I support my daughter, if that makes sense. So Emma says, in your program, will you go into the child's type, authority, definition, or is it more generic techniques to use? This is more generic techniques to use, but I will be teaching a class pretty soon that is going to have that information in there. I just dissected the classes, so because it's a lot to take in, and these techniques are going to be the foundation for if you don't know your child's type. If you don't know the human design strategy, you're going to be able to use these techniques no matter what. And these techniques also work with adults. You know, if you have an adult misbehaving in your life, then one of their needs isn't getting met, and maybe they never learned how to articulate or how to be aware of what's going on with them. So does it work on yourself too? Absolutely. Absolutely, it does. And because I've been doing this for so long, if my kids see my acting out or misbehavior, a lot of time it's just like me whining a little bit, then they'll be like, oh, mom needs some attention. All right, mom, what can we do for you? You're such a great mom. I love you so much. So you're the best mom ever. You do everything for us. And they just lavish me with appreciation. And then I'm like, oh, thanks, guys. I'm good now. It definitely works on yourself. Yeah, and you're going to have that support from your family, because once you start giving that support to them, they're going to learn how to use it too. And they're going to reciprocate that to you. And you're going to have this incredible bond that is going to last, that's going to grow, that's going to strengthen, and they're going to be able to share that with their kids and with their partners and with their friends, and they're going to have also strong bonded friendships that have clear communication and that are respectful and kind. All right, and bye, Michelle. See you later.
Not seeing any other questions.
Awesome. Well, all right. I guess I answered everyone's question. I want to go through this course in August. Oh, I won't be doing, right now, I don't have this on my calendar for August, but if you sign up now, then you can attend the live Q&A, or you can just watch the Q&A, but I don't see me having this in August. Maybe though. And Stacy, where can we sign up? Did I send you the links, Cindy, by any chance? Let me get those really quick.
I just posted them in the Zoom chat.
Awesome.
And I also posted in the comments on the Facebook page.
Okay, so cool. Thank you so much for all your help. All right, if you don't have Facebook, that's okay. You don't need Facebook. You can email me. If you want me to post in Facebook for you, I can totally do that and tell you what everyone says, or I can just comment on your email myself. But you don't have to have Facebook. You can attend the live Q&A, and you'll meet lots of people, and
Your
hopefully
live Q&A
exchange
will probably
numbers.
be on, is your live Q&A going to be using the Zoom platform like they are?
It is. It is. Yes. Thank you, Cindy. So the links for above, there's a one-pay option, which is $99, or you can do a two-pay, which is $56.93. Or if you're in the U.S., you can do a PayPal line of credit. It's not for everyone, but they don't charge you interest for 6 months. So that might be something that you're interested in. And awesome. I think that's it. So thank y'all. So awesome that y'all were here. I really, really appreciate it. And if y'all have any questions, you can email me. I'm going to put my email in the chat real quick. I'm going to make sure I'm doing it here. We care at KristinShorter.com. And Cindy, can you tell them how to save the chat so that they can save my email address?
In order to save your chat, if you click on the chat bubble down below, and then where you started typing in, there's a more button, and right there, it says save chat.
Okay, cool.
And I'm pretty sure we do send out a replay button, replay email, and I'm sure that Kristin will have these links in the replay email tomorrow.
Yes, I sure will. I will have the links. I'll have my email. So email me, and I look forward to hearing from y'all and supporting y'all and doing another one of these in the future.
Well, have a great afternoon.
All right, you too. Bye.